Howdy! We're the Krake Family,
Family.
your missionaries to the island nation of Palau. Greetings from one of the beautiful spots that we've called home for the last 14 years. It's been an amazing journey. We can't believe that we brought these kids with us when they were just 5 and 2 years old, and here they are. One is about to graduate this weekend, and the other is finishing up his sophomore year. So it's been an incredible journey, and we thank you for being a part of it all of these years. You have been right there by our side. You may have never seen the island that we call home, but you have enabled us to be the boots on the ground for all of this time, and we just want to say thank you. And at the same time, we also want to give you a really big update. If you got our last newsletter a few days ago, you saw that we said we were going to come out with a video. And we want to just share with you what God has been doing in our hearts. As I just said, we've been here for 14 years now. And our kids were young. We've done everything from children's ministry to school ministry. You guys are a huge part of that. So is BGMC, getting us inflatables and sound systems and so much amazing ministry equipment to be able to reach the kids here in Palau. And then in 2019, you all know that we started pastoring, which was never something that we thought we would do, but God put it on our hearts. And here, 7 years later, we've been pastoring the church in the northernmost part of Palau. As our kids have prepared to leave as Abigail graduates, and we already have a scheduled furlough here at the end of May, over the last couple of years, God has really just been working on our hearts. And as we've been thinking about the transition for our own children, God has been putting a transition in Marilyn and I's hearts. And so as we are headed back to the States here at the end of the month, it's not just for itineration, but we know that as a family, we came as a family, and now we will be leaving as a family. And this time, only the Lord knows, but for now, it's for good. But our calling hasn't changed, and God's still working in our lives, but you may be wondering, why in the world are you leaving Palau?
You guys know that Palau has been on our hearts for a very long time. And so this is a very bittersweet time. But in my personal life, as I've been reading and just seeking the Lord, he reminds me constantly of the story of Abraham and just calling him out in obedience and in trust to follow him wherever he leads. And back in December, we were having our youth night. We've been meeting with youth once a month. And God had put on Abigail's heart that there would be 100 youth that were going to come to youth that night. And we stepped out in faith, and we prepared for 100 youth. We rented out a location. We prepared food for 100 youth. And we had an awesome night, a great turnout, and including youth and adults and helpers and volunteers. There were 99 people that were there, and it was just a wonderful time. But that following week, we had already been praying and just seeking the Lord and fasting, and he had been stirring our hearts, and I kept asking God. I said, God, why not give us one more? Why just 99 and not give us the full 100 we were believing for? And he spoke to my heart, and he said, I don't ever want you to forget that there is always one more to reach, one more to go after. And that's where God has continued to just put on our hearts, is that there is one more. And there could be one more here in Palau. There are many more people in Palau that still need to hear the gospel message of Jesus. But most people in Palau have heard that beautiful name. And we just pray that they can have that encounter with him soon in their lives, and that they can fully go all in after him. But God has been burdening our hearts for those unreached peoples that have never heard the name of Jesus. Individuals throughout Asia Pacific that have yet to hear of the gospel message of Jesus, of the hope that is offered to them, but they still do not know.
Yeah, this island has been our home, but God has enabled us to be able to share the love of Jesus with so many individuals. Those who started as kids are now young adults bagging our groceries, and so we've been able to do a lot. But God has really just continued to remind us that there are those who are still yet to hear. And as we've ministered here for these years, we've also realized, as the only AGWM missionaries here, that it's not easy doing it all on your own. And so we've also realized how important it is to work with teams, how important it is to invest in others. And for that reason, as I said earlier, we already have a scheduled itineration coming up, and we're due to come see all of you. But as we've been in this process of transition, we've received an opportunity and an invitation to go to Called College in Illinois. And so this fall, instead of starting right away with itineration, we will be headed to Illinois to be partnering with the district there. And it's called a Missionary in Residence program that AGWM has. And we will be helping raise up the next generation of missionaries, investing in them, pouring into what we've learned as much as we can, and helping them prepare for the calling that God has placed on their hearts. And then as soon as that is over, we will be sure to see hopefully every single one of you, if we can, in our year of itineration, raising our funds. And then you say, well, where are you headed? Well, God knows that our heart is burdened for the unreached, but he has not yet revealed the location. And so we ask that over these next months, that you would pray with us. You have been our partners and friends and family for so long, and so we're asking that you would come alongside us in prayer and say, Lord, reveal to the Crakes where exactly you're calling them to. You've been burdening them, but where are we going from here?
Yes, and we just know that we are excited about going to Called College. Like Nick said, we know that there is such a need for new missionaries to come back to Palau. And so I've been praying specifically, Lord, as we are there, call missionaries from that college to come to Palau, to continue the work that you did through us and through so many other missionaries that went before us, but also allowing us to invest in lives that are individuals that already have a call to missions, and just be able to invest in their lives. And so we're looking forward to that opportunity, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you as we itinerate. We are so thankful for all of your prayers, all of your support. We cannot have done what God has done here in Palau without you. And we know that the work is not finished. There's so much to do, but we know that there are so many more that need to hear the gospel message of Jesus. So in obedience, we say, yes, Lord, our calling has not changed. Our calling from the beginning was to reach the lost, and that is our heart. It's to tell the world about Jesus. Yeah. We want everyone to know the love of Jesus and the hope that is found in him. And so that is what we have strived to do for 14 years here in Palau with our amazing children. We just are so thankful to the Lord for their lives. And we believe God brought us as a family. And as we depart Palau on May 24th, we will depart as a family. And we know that Palau is home, so we know we will come back. We will visit. If you're watching this video and you are here in Palau, don't worry, we will come back and visit. Palau is always home, and we just know that the Lord has great things in store. Amen. And when we step out in faith, in obedience and trust, even if he takes us to unknown lands, we know that if he is with us and he is guiding us, that he will provide, that he will do exceedingly above all we ask or imagine. And so we thank you for taking this journey of faith with us. We are not done being missionaries. So I just want to make that clear. We are continuing as Assemblies of God, world missionaries. And so we hope to see you soon. We should start our itineration May 2027. We will hit the ground running hard to complete our itineration and see as many of you as we can. And and if I can add, I'll add one last thing. I just think it's beautiful. As we've told many of our friends and family here in Palau, it has been just a beautiful response from the people. Almost taken us aback, just how they have taken this so well. Our church people, the day we announced it to them, I had one lady come up to me after church and she said, when you guys came to Palau, we were babies drinking milk. And although I'm sad, she said, I am so thankful because now that you are leaving, we have grown so much in the Lord that now it's our time to share the gospel with others. And just seeing her heart, which is absolutely beautiful, not only her, but even the current pastor, our ministries here will continue. We maybe you heard the rooster, but There's our current ministry here. We'll continue with great leaders that are in place. We have a new Palauan pastor that is overseeing the Assemblies of God Church here, the main church, and also the church that we pastor. There will be a deacon that will be taking over that church and preaching week in and week out. We have a great group of youth leaders that will continue the youth nights. So that is going to go on forth. And we just thank God for all the wonderful leaders that He's raised for the ministry to go on here in Palau. It's not about us. Yeah. It's all about Him.
Yeah. So once again, thank you for your amazing love and support all these years. We ask humbly that you would continue it, especially through this transition. And yeah. So continue to pray for Palau. Continue to pray for us, the Krake family. And we look forward to seeing you all in person very, very soon. God bless.
God bless.